All right, everybody. So today marks the day of start of week 3 of the leadership series. Before we get too much into the overall topic I want to discuss today, I wanted to kind of revisit week 1 and week 2 and kind of set some standards on those processes. So number 1, week 1, we rolled out 4Gs. I had a little bit of adoption and people doing it in that process, but I probably did not have as many people reaching out, receiving feedback, asking for help, or even talking through that. This past week, I rolled out a video around holding yourself to your goals. We talked about how serious you're taking this. Everybody wants to be a leader until it's time to do the things it takes to be a leader. After last week's message, I saw a very, very large uptick in regards to the engagement on that process. And I want to share with you guys a little bit more on what you should be experiencing from 4Gs at this point. First thing I'd ask you guys, once again, is how is it helping you? Is it helping you? Are you even still doing it? A couple of you guys, after last week's episode, sent me your 4Gs. I didn't respond intentionally to see if I did not engage with your response, would you continue to send it to me? Would you continue to do it? I'm not 100% sure that a lot of you guys continue to do it. I think that a lot of you guys looked at it as an exercise they did once, but the challenge was for you to do it every day for 30 days. So all of you guys that quit on yourself, if you're willing to quit on yourself, how easy will it be for you to quit on somebody who you're supposed to be leading? Secondarily, if you didn't quit, first off, congratulations, because I think most people did. So if you didn't quit, you should be experiencing a couple different things. For me, the gratitude side is something that after 2 weeks becomes incredibly challenging. Because if you're challenging yourself to come up with new gratitudes, then what you have to do is you have to be thinking about gratitudes throughout the day. You have to change your relationships with the things going on in your life. And a rainy day makes you appreciate the sunlight. A super hot day makes you appreciate the cold days in the winter. When you got a scratchy throat, it makes you appreciate how great it feels when you're 100% healthy, and so on. If you guys had a day where you didn't get appointments, then you know how great it feels on the days you do get appointments. Or if you guys had a rough day with a client, it makes you know how great it is when you have a great day. Same thing applies to every other part of your life, whether that's your professional life, whether that's your personal life, whether that's things going on inside of your household or outside of your household. The change of focus around gratitude for me always gives me the ability to look at the positives in almost everything that's going on, no matter how bad it is. Because you could have had the worst day of your life, but it makes you appreciate the fact that you still woke up today. Hopefully you still have a clean bill of health and you've got a long life ahead of you. And there's nothing that can break you if your mindset is correct. Having the goals, thinking about those goals, focusing on those goals should help you be able to get a lot more accomplished every single day. I was reading something the other day that talked about a recent study that came out about this class from Harvard. And they asked every single person in that class from Harvard who had goals at the end of their graduation. And everybody did. 100% of the people did. And then 5 years later, they resurveyed that same class. And they asked that class, did you write your goals down or did you not? If you did, where did you fall in regards to completing your goals? And what they found is the people who wrote their goals down, and I don't remember the exact number, but essentially it was almost 100% of the people who actually wrote their goals down, looked at them, visualized them, were able to get them accomplished. But the people who just thought about their goals, who kept them inside, had less than a 20% success rate on their goals. So for you guys, hopefully, as you started doing 4Gs and are taking your goals seriously, it's something you take the time to write down, look at every day. And as you write down your goals every day, you're factoring in the goals that you have to do and the actions to get the results. And I think the gratefulness, the grace, the goals, all of those things are going to help you just attack your day with a positive mindset. Now, the lesson of the day I want you guys to really talk to yourself about and talk to your leader about is, in order to be a leader, you have to become the leader that you want to lead. You have to be the level of and the version of yourself that the people you want to lead will look at you and say, I want to be led by that. And I would tell you guys, once again, as we kind of touched on last week, most of you guys want to be able to be viewed either by your leader or by your peers as a person that is a leader. But you're not willing to do the things that it takes to be able to do that. A couple of examples of that is when you show up to a meeting with your peers, are you making sure you're the most exceptional in that room? If you meet at the end of the month and you look at your overall grades as a spin wheel employee, does anybody beat you? Is anybody more active? Do your peers come to you and ask you for help? Do you follow the path that your leader has for you? At the end of the day, there's that old saying, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And I would tell you guys, the big challenge I would issue for every single one of you guys, now that you guys are setting goals and you're starting to have a better relationship with what you want to become, is now start being the person you want to be. Because the sooner you can become that, the sooner that your leader identifies you as that. And when a position like that opens up and you're already doing the role and everybody around you already views you as that leader, then that role is already yours before it is yours. And if you're not doing those things, then don't ever expect anything to be given to you just because somebody likes you or because you're working hard. Become the leader you want to be. Become the leader that people will look up to and that they'll want to follow. And if you're not those things, start doing those things today. Talk soon.